there. Today I want to take you on a little tour to my newly set up orchid room, and let's go in. So this is actually the study in our house, and since we're not using it too much, I had the space, so I've set up these shelves. I just picked it up from the hardware store. They were on sale, and they have they're actually 5 shelves high, but I didn't put the top one on so that I could reach the top because I'm not very tall. And yeah, and they're adjustable shelf heights, so I just have the bottom, between the bottom shelf and the next one up, I just have it about 1 foot high, and that way I can store my supplies on the bottom and my extra pots and you know, stakes and things like that. And I still have some space on the shelf here, so let's see, maybe I'll get some more orchids. And yeah, I just finished watering. That plate doesn't belong there. Okay. And yeah, so on the shelf to start off with here, this is it's not too dark of a spot, as you can see. It's in the afternoon right now, and it gets a little bit of light, but right now this is where my catasetums are sitting, because of course I'm not watering it, and you know, it's not in active growth mode at the point. So that's where they're sitting, and of course, like I said, I had the bottom shelf kind of empty, and my supplies there. And I have this bird's nest fern, and I thought that it's probably a good climate for it there too. So, and then on this other half of the shelf, I have all of the Paphiopedilums. Right now, I only have the 3 sitting there. I have 2 more that are, well, somewhere else, I guess. But yes, I've got the 3 Paphiopedilums, and my collection is not big at all, but I really am liking it and enjoying the orchids so much that I can call it a collection now, because there are quite a few. All right, so here I have my what are these called? Phalaenopsis. Got one here in blue. 3, 4, 5, yeah, and 6 of them. I'm missing 2, I believe. All right. And at the back, those little baskets that I showed you last week, or the week before maybe, are the Psychopsis, and they are doing just fine with all the spikes. And actually, after I had moved them here, it's been about a week and a half now since I have this, actually a week since I have this set up, and I can see that they're liking it. I don't know if it's too soon to say that, but I can see some growth or changes in their the buds, so hopefully they'll, you know, bloom for me. And then this second shelf here, okay, so let me start from the bottom of the shelf. Again, space for some supplies and stakes and things on the bottom there. And then I have my Catalea that I'm trying to get back into roots. It has no roots at all, so right now I'm just you know, pampering it a little bit. I know it's not looking that great, but yeah. And then there's the Miltonia at the back. I hope you can see that, yeah. And this shelf, it gets a little more light, but not intense light. So I guess I'll be moving this one somewhere else. I just didn't know where to put it, and so I kind of plopped it there. Oh, here. This is where there's another Psychopsis. I'll just move it into the spot with all the other Psychopsis there. I have a jade plant, a tiny one, my little Phalaenopsis, the mini phal, my aloe sitting at the back, and my bulbophyllum. I think this, I'm just trying out the light because I know it doesn't need very high light like a Catalea, but more like a, I think it's somewhere between a Phalaenopsis and an Oncidium light that it needs. So I'm just trying out the shelf right now, and if I feel like it's not doing that great, I might bring it up. Now this is the shelf that gets the most light. So I have here the Oncidiums. I actually have just a few of the Oncidiums. Getting a glare, sorry about that. So this is my Twinkle, Oncidium Twinkle, and this is the Guanshin Oncidium. So yeah, and when I was repotting this plant, I forget what it's called, to look for its label. Oh, actually, the label's right here. The Coleogyne Laurentia. This back bulb fell out, so I've just thrown it into one of those little baskets with the Leica pebbles in it, and I've just let it sit there to see how it'll, if it'll do anything for me. So right now it's just, being fine. It doesn't look like it's rotting away or anything, so we'll see. Yeah, anyways, so actually you're probably wondering what the purpose of me putting it into this pot is. Let me just show you what I did. I filled it up with some water, and I made a little it's got pebbles. It doesn't look very pretty in there, but it's got some pebbles with water in it, and then I made a little platform out of Lego because I have little kids at home and they kind of outgrown the Lego, so yeah, I made a little platform for it to sit so that the water doesn't touch it. And yeah, so it's just to provide it a little more humidity if it needs it. And yeah, okay, so I did that, and this, again, I think, all the space is calling for more orchids. We'll see. And here I have my Phalaenopsis dendrobium. Actually, no, this is not that. This is that dendrobium that I got that was bare root, and I couldn't remember the word at the time, but it was bare root, and I've potted it up now in a mixture of bark and sphagnum, and it seems to be doing well. It's there's a new leaf right there, and yeah, hopefully it'll like the situation. So I know with these Phalaenopsis kind of dendrobiums that they don't need the high intensity light. They can do with a little less light, and so I kind of left it on the shelf, and I said, okay, if I see that it might be getting a little too much light, then I'll move it. So yes, that's there. And then on the top shelf, I have my Radican, and I wanted to give it the most light possible, and the dendrobiums. So I have there my dendrobium that was in, this is nobili type, so I thought I would lose, it would lose all of its leaves and flower for me, but nothing happened this year. I don't know, maybe I watered it too much, or I didn't stop watering it when I should have, because I did, but I guess I was a little too late. So I didn't lose all of its leaves, and yeah, I didn't get any flowers. So that was the dendrobium. That was my first dendrobium, actually. And then this one that I got recently, it's also a Phalaenopsis dendrobium type, but it's too tall for me to keep it on any other shelf, so I've left it there. And this is actually a piece that came off of that plant, so I just potted it up in one of those baskets, and yeah, the stems look green, although the leaves went brown. So we'll see. That's that. And of course I have lights to go with it, but right now you wouldn't see the difference even if I turn them on, because the light is coming in, the sunlight is coming in from a west facing window. So I get a lot of afternoon sun, and if I can just swing you around very slowly so that your head doesn't hurt. Here's my window, and I have my other Oncidiums. I'll try doing it that way. Yeah, I have them hanging. So I just put them onto the curtain rod there, and you know, made sure that it was strong enough to hold it. So I have my oncidiums. This is the one in spike that I showed you. Very sorry about the backlighting. And then here's a cattleya that I have. Yeah, that might be better. And here is another oncidium. I can't remember the name now. And another cattleya, and then the two. Well, this is my dancing ladies oncidium, and this one is not an oncidium. It's I forget the name. It's a gongora. Yeah. So it has the trailing flowers, and so I thought hanging it might help. So yeah, and then on the bottom here I have my cymbidium sitting closer to the floor because I know they're more terrestrial kind of orchid. And then here I have the two top shells from, you know, my shelves that I kind of made into another table of sorts. And right now I have my seeds I'm starting for the garden outside. Hoping to do some veggie planting this time around, so we'll see how that goes. And so I just have them in there. And here's that banana plant that we got, so it's sitting there as well. Yeah, so it's kind of you know, mishmash of things, but mostly today I wanted to show you my orchids and how I have them in their new grow space. So yeah, let me just back that out there and you can get a view of it. I know it's not much, but I'm really excited about this because for the longest time I couldn't figure out how I could grow the orchids with enough light with the humidity, you know, and just having to control those two things, and not having enough windows in the house with sunshine. But then, you know, here's this study that is not being used as much because I'm not working from home right now. So yeah, I thought I'd put it to good use. And then here's a little humidifier going on, and we keep it going through the day and turn it off kind of in the night. And of course, you know, with the door closed, it does build up humidity. I have a little humidity meter as well. So right now I've had the door open all day, so of course the humidity kind of dropped down and it's at 30%, but when with the door closed it goes up to about 70%, which is much better than I could control it anywhere else in the house, I guess. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you haven't already done so, do subscribe. You'll be the first to know when I upload a video. Again, thanks for watching, and until next time, enjoy your orchids. Bye bye.